Hi everyone, welcome to Divine Conversations. Today I would like to do a reading on for the Twin Flame Collective, but it's going to be a little bit of a different one. It's going to be a balance reading. Um, yes, as twin flames, but even as just human beings, we all have both masculine and feminine energies, um, and we all, whether you identify with the Twin Flame Collective or not, we all need to find a way to balance these energies within us. It would be to our benefit, really, to do this. So, I do follow Different Functional. If you're not familiar with her channel, I highly recommend that you check her out. She's great, but her channel is called Different Functional. But she's kind of taking a shift in her vocabulary and how she's approaching the Twin Flame Collective, in that she's not really splitting it into divine masculine, divine feminine anymore. She's kind of just pulling it together because, in essence, even if I identify with the divine feminine, but I still have masculine energies in me. And I left a comment on the video where she explains this, but I said that there were many times where I would listen to the messages from the divine masculine side and resonate with it. So the fact that, she's taking the initiative to change her perspective here, I really appreciate that. So I'm kind of inspired to do the same thing. But for what I'm being called to do right now is to do a reading on for this week. So I've already forgotten. It's going to be the week of the 15th to the 21st, January 15th to the 21st. And I just want to talk about balancing these energies. Yeah, within ourselves. What do we need to know? What is up with the masculine energies and the feminine energies? What are they experiencing right now? And how can we bring those into greater balance within us throughout the course of this week? How can we, work towards that? What do we need to know about that? What are we facing? What are our challenges as both masculine and feminine energies, combining? Okay, so I'm going to start with the tarot deck, and then I'm just going to wing it. Depending on what messages we get from the tarot deck, I'm going to pull some other messages from some other decks, possibly, potentially. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. So, I've already pre-shuffled, meditated, connected, but I want to do a little bit of a shuffle now. Spirit, please provide us with some messages regarding the challenges that the feminine energies and the masculine energies within us are facing. I'm going to ask for 4 cards for each. 4 cards for the masculine energy, 4 cards for the feminine energy. What is it we need to know this week about these two energies and about balancing these energies within all of us? Ooh. Woo-hoo. Come on. Okay, one more shuffle, and then we'll cut the deck and draw the cards. Spirit, what do we need to know about balancing these energies within us this week? Okay. And as always, I'm going to take the overall energies from the bottom of the deck, and this is going to apply to both of us. Both the masculine and the feminine energies. And already we have a really beautiful message. We have the Lovers. So this is saying right off the bat, this is signifying the union of masculine and feminine energy within us. I believe that this card, because this is a major arcana, I believe this card is saying to us, this is a major thing. This is a major theme that we are working through right now as a collective. And it's even extending as far as, even if you don't identify with the Twin Flame Collective, like if there are some people here that have made it to this video and don't identify as a twin, as as a divine feminine or masculine or a twin flame, you're being told as well, you're being instructed by the universe that balancing your masculine and feminine energies within you is highly beneficial and will lead to great success for you, and it is a theme for you. So, oh, and sidebar, please excuse my manicure. I haven't had a chance to redo my nails yet. But I mean, this is a beautiful message to start off with for the collective. Um, so great. So now we've got 4 cards for the masculine energies. And 4, I'm going to put this up here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is for the masculine energies within us. This is for the feminine energies within us. Okay. So let's get started. Masculine energies. You have the King of Coins, the 3 of Coins, the 3 of Cups, and the Page of Cups. All right. So first off, it's very obvious that the masculine energy right now is really concerned with building stability, building their fortune, building their sense of kingship. Yes? And with the 3 of Coins, it's also saying that, you're focusing on working with others. I believe this is also coming through in working with others in this. You are also working, I believe, with your feminine energy, maybe even your twin, to achieve a lot of things, financially or physically. Now, you may not be in union yet, and you may not be physically working with your twin, if this is resonating with you, but you are energetically working towards achieving your kingship status. Yes, achieving your step up. In that sense, your divine feminine would be providing you with some emotional support, energetic support, to do the work. Yeah, to do the work, that the fine tuning, the fine detailing to achieve your goals. And with the 3 of Cups here, I'm seeing a celebration, being social, getting out and being social. So then this is also, these 2 here, this is also confirming the need to collaborate, to work with others, to in some cases ask for help, although that's not really being put forth here. But working with others to come to a sense of stability and a sense of completion and success. Definitely, this 3 of Cups is also talking about working with others to achieve emotional victories. Yeah. People that identify with masculine energy tend to be taught that you can't really work with emotions. I don't want to say men, although that's kind of how the societal thing goes. Men are not emotional. Masculine energy is not emotional, but that's not the case here. So in balancing your masculine energy with your feminine energy, you're asked to be collaborative, to work not only with your twin, but with others to achieve a sense of emotional growth. Yeah. You can do a lot on your own, but you can do even more with others. And so in doing that, the masculine energy is really starting to become acquainted with their emotional sides, their emotions. We have the Page of Cups here. And yes, pages tend to speak to messages. So for some of you, maybe you're sending messages of love, maybe you're receiving messages of love, maybe you're reaching out for emotional support, is what I just heard some of you. But others of you, the first thing that I thought of I felt when I saw this card was starting to really step into your emotional reality as a masculine energy. Yeah, becoming acquainted with your emotional reality, becoming acquainted with what the emotions feel like, and dealing with any sort of negative conditioning around that, healing it. Healing doing the work to heal, to physically rebuild yourself emotionally. And in doing so, the universe is saying you're going to have a lot of success if you collaborate with others. So that could be reaching out to others within the twin flame community. That could just be reaching out to friends and family that you really trust, that you can really talk to about that. So in that sense, the Page of Cups is also speaking towards conversations that you can have with people that you trust to build your sense of emotional security and maturity. Yes? So a large theme for masculine energies for this week is in working towards achieving your King of Coins status, you got to start working on your emotional maturity as well. Because, you can be, we are no longer in a period of time within the human story where we can just be either invested in emotional stuff or invested in physical stuff. Like, it's time for us to really start to really balance both masculine and feminine energies and be a combination of both. So I hope this is coming across correctly, but in achieving the King of Coins status here, you have to balance that with your emotional side. And for the masculine energy, that's really going to be a focus for you this week in what the Page of Cups is saying. Like, you're starting to step into your emotional reality, and you could really benefit from working with others. You could really also even benefit from working with your twin, because I see 3s as the number of the twin flames. Yeah, being the masculine, the feminine, and source. Okay, I think we're good there. Let's move to the feminine energies. So we have the 8 of Coins. Yes. The Magician. Yes. The 6 of Cups. Okay. And the Moon. All right. So first and foremost, just in the first 2 cards here, I see 2 masculine energies. Yes, 2 masculine depictions. So that in just straight symbolism, not looking at the deeper symbolism of the cards, just like face value, I feel like there are a lot of feminine energies. The feminine energy is really starting to acquaint with the masculine energy, and actually that's really true, because if you watch a lot of the twin flame readings recently, the divine feminine has been in a position where he or she is working on, assimilating her masculine energy or their masculine energy, and becoming an apprentice again, learning about themselves, going back to school, doing the things that they need to do and focus on, and building the skills that they need so that they can provide for themselves. Yeah, and part of becoming whole is in, honing the skills that you need to be self-sufficient. So that's really what the the feminine energies are working on here, and in doing so, they are creating their own realities. Yes, they are really focused on creating that which is what they truly want. And the feminine energies are really starting to adopt some of the qualities of the masculine energies in the projection aspect of going out and creating, making, doing exactly what it is they want to do, to bring in what it is they want for themselves. Now, the next 2 messages I'm getting here in the 6 of Cups and the Moon for the feminine energies, I'm getting that the feminine energy is still very much focused on union with their twin. And that in no way is that wrong. That is absolutely okay. The 6 of Cups I see as one of the twin flame cards here, in that the 6 of Cups can signify a love that stands the test of time. And with the Moon underneath it, I'm getting a message of there are a lot of illusionary things happening right now. Don't get caught in the illusions. Yes, follow your intuition. This is really a call to follow the intuition. Now, I'm picking up on this message. This is resonating with me personally. There are a lot of illusionary things going on. I also believe that this is speaking to the Moon, is speaking to what's going on with the masculine energy. in that the masculine energy is really working on removing a lot of the illusions that are around him that are holding him back from union, that are holding him back from, being the whole best version of himself, that him or herself that he can be. And so with these two cards here, I feel like the feminine energies are really focused on nostalgic moments with their twin. And the moon here is asking them not to be discouraged by what they see on the surface right now. But in relation to balancing the masculine and feminine energies within all of us, I believe that this is also saying we need to really, we really need to reconnect with joy. Yeah, with the joy of our childhood, with the joy of what we really wanted. And so when we were kids, now it may not turn out to look exactly how you saw it when you were a kid, but reconnecting with your childhood innocence will really help. Will really help you. Reconnecting with childlike innocence will really help you balance these things, these two energies within you. And also here, the moon is asking you to really focus on working with your intuition to see through the illusions. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also picking up that this could be a little bit of the dark night of the soul situation, like moving into that. I just heard that. I mean, I've been wondering if I've been going through that. Now, I really identify mostly with the feminine energy, but I've been wondering if I've been going through a dark night of the soul. I've hit some snags lately where I just, this anxiety is coming over me, and I've been hearing that most of the energy is from my twin. So maybe the twin, the masculine side of the spectrum is entering a bit of a dark night of the soul in some cases, which would totally make sense, because if the masculine energy is really rebuilding things and working on reconnecting with his emotional reality, there's a lot of things that are going to be thrown out, that are going to need to be thrown out. And and the feminine energies, for the most part, the feminine energies have really already gone through this. So in us being so connected, the combined message here is don't allow the illusions to get you down for either side. But for the feminine, really just know that the masculine is still struggling with a lot of these things emotionally. So we have to be aware. We have to be aware that, and use our intuition to really discern, what's really going on around us. Yeah, and in helping our physical masculine counterparts in dealing with these things that he's or she are going through, we are actually doing the work we need to do to help that with ourselves. Right? It's all really connected there. Okay. I'm being guided to pull from the Crystal Mandala deck here. And now I did pre-shuffle all these, but I'm going to give it another shuffle just for now. So, Spirit, can you please provide us with some messages? Best messages for the collective and those who are just watching, who are resonating with this. What can we know about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within us for this week, February 15th? Did I say to the 21st? Something like that. What can we know about? What can we know this week? What can we know? Ooh, here we go. So it shall be. Okay. I will be reading from the book here, just to really get the scope of the message. But this is the card we got here. So it shall be. And initially, I'm thinking, of, when you do an invocation and you end it with, so be it. That's what I'm seeing. And here, within the feminine energy, we have the magician. The magician, in some tarot decks, the phrase abracadabra is written on the magician card, and in essence, abracadabra is saying, so it shall be. So as I say it, so it is. So already I really believe, like the Crystal Mandala deck, the message from the Crystal Mandala deck from Spirit is to say, you know, if declare it, declare that this is what you want, and it shall be. Yes, but let's go a little deeper here. This is card 35, which is an 8, which is an abundance number, which is great, which is also another twin flame number, which is great. I mean, and in this sense, I really appreciate that, because here we're talking about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within the individual. So that 8 popping up there, I believe, is really beautiful. Okay, so, oops. Here we go. So it shall be. We bring you the blessing of so it shall be. There are times when you will go through your life journey without any sign of what's going to happen. You may be working hard to heal an issue or build your dream and not really know if you are ever going to be successful. You may hope for the best, but not know whether you shall really expect the worst. You may sense that the universe is asking you to trust in how things are going to turn out, and yet giving up your uncertainty is difficult. That usually means total and uncompromising commitment is, that usually means total and uncompromising commitment is difficult too. Where there is uncertainty, there is often hesitation and procrastination. Spirit doesn't want you to miss out on your dreams because you lack faith and therefore are holding yourself back from going for it with all you have within. So you are being given the blessing of divine decree, of absolute confirmation of success, and the divine granting of a wish fulfilled. Switching your thinking from possibility to inevitability. It's not a question of if, but when. Know that you are going to succeed and commit yourself completely. Don't hold back. Go for it with gusto. According to divine will, you shall manifest the highest expression of your divine destiny this lifetime. So it shall be. And so that's exactly what I was pulling up on. You have to just own it. Yeah. Now as I was reading it, I was getting this sign that this is definitely talking about union. Interesting. I'll get to that in a second. But I was picking up the vibe that this is talking about union. Many of us, especially on the divine feminine side, if we're still using that terminology, many of us on the divine feminine side are like wondering if this is really going to happen. I mean, I know I'm in a moment right now where some things have happened between me and my twin recently, and I'm like, what? Is this real? Is this real? Is this really ever going to happen? And it's obvious that this card here, so it shall be, is saying yes, it's going to happen. It's not a moment of if, but when. But I will say this. In order for union to be facilitated, because as a twin flame, union is not really the ultimate goal. It is, in essence, a byproduct, for lack of a better term. Yeah. But in order to facilitate this union, we really need to become whole and balanced within ourselves. And the more we balance within ourselves, the more we balance with our twin. So that was the purpose of this reading today. So I think that message is coming through. Now I'm gonna go into some specifics here. For those of you that identify with the masculine, dominantly the masculine energies, here, this is what you're going through. Yes. So in building yourself and reaching out to others to help you build your emotional maturity, what you can also do is reach out to your twin, or reach over to your feminine energies and reassure. Yeah, because we're going to speak from the mind of the masculine energies right now, and see how both of these sides tie in with you. You, masculine energy, are working on developing your emotional security, your emotional maturity. You're also working on building your financial and physical foundation. And a lot of you are kind of like, oh my God, is this ever really going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I'm trying, but this is so difficult. This is so stressful. I mean, how do I even do this? Blah, blah, blah. Some of you are feeling that way. Um, and what you can do is work on drawing on your feminine support within you. Yeah, the nurturing and mothering is what I heard. The uh, uh, unconditional love, and balance that out with yourself and realize that you have the power to create what you want. Yes. So, and your feminine side is saying to you, you have this power. All you have to do is just learn, become the apprentice, become the apprentice. Tap into your own feminine energy to really understand these things, to really build yourself a new emotional foundation that will ultimately help you reach this King of Coins. Because the King of Coins is stable. He's so stable, so solid in his physical reality. But something I've learned personally, you can be as financially stable as you want, but if you're not emotionally stable, emotionally fulfilled, you're really not that much of a king. You're like kind of like a half king, right? And that's been from my personal experience. So if you really want to reach this ultimate king position, you also have to be able to balance your emotional reality with your mental reality, is what I heard. Your physical reality. Yes? Now, looking through this from the eyes of the feminine energy, give me a second, let me tune in here. From the eyes of the feminine energy, apprenticeship is definitely on the forefront, right? Really learning about new things, learning about the things that you want to be doing, and doing this work in the physical sense to fine tune. I like seeing the two of these here together. But I know a huge theme of what I have been experiencing lately has been working in collaboration with my twin. Yes, because I know my twin is going through some major changes. And I've experienced a few situations within the past few days that have really opened my eyes to that. And as of the days after I last saw my twin have gone on, there has been a ton of anxiety, and I haven't understood where it was coming from for me, because to a certain extent I was pretty good, but there would just be these moments of just this anxiousness where I didn't know where it was coming from, and later I was informed that it was coming from my twin. So that has really influenced me to see past the illusion of what's really going on in our worlds, and to work with my twin, collaborate with my twin, in supporting him energetically, sending him unconditional love, sending him grace, sending him just general energy to push through the problem. So as you are moving through your own situation, understand that you can support yourself in that way. As you focus on manifesting the life that you want, you can send that nurturing energy towards your masculine side. And this feels like it's like a weird concept to talk about, but doing the same thing that you're doing for your twin is exactly something that can really help you in achieving your own sense of King of Coins status. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, I feel like it's pretty abstract, but that's literally what you would be doing. And that's literally what the universe is asking for from the masculine side. Collaboration with yourself. Stop looking at yourself as separate from masculine energy, because you're not. Just because you may identify with the divine feminine side of the spectrum, it doesn't mean you don't have masculine energy. So really connect with that side of yourself and nurture and love that side of yourself. This is what I'm picking up now, this can even go to doing some inner child work to heal some of the negative perceptions acquired from childhood about masculine energy. That's definitely something I had to work on. And it wasn't until I worked on that I started understanding, as I was watching twin flame readings, that some of these information for the masculine side was really resonating with me, because I had finally stopped rejecting masculine energy for favor of feminine energy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a pretty tough subject for a lot of women, but also for a lot of men like me that identify with feminine energy. That's a tough subject to handle. That's a tough subject to look into, to accept. It's very dark, right? It's very dark. So the moon is here saying, yeah, this is a very dark subject, but you have your intuition to guide you through it, right? And as feminine, feminine energy is all about intuition, so that's a really strong point there. And then with this card here, it's saying, it shall be. Your dreams, your wishes, your aspirations will come to pass. The universe is asking you to have faith in that sense, yeah? But it's also asking you, from both a masculine and a feminine side, to really do the work that's necessary. Don't hold back and don't hold back and don't give up. Don't give up. Go for what you want, like with vigor. Be that apprentice. Focus on those minute details. Focus on really doing that work, really connecting. Yes? One more card. Well, I want to pull from the Lightworker deck, but I also want to pull from the Unicorns. And it's already 32 minutes, so I'm going to try and keep it short, so we're only going to do one. I was thinking of pulling from the Fairy deck. I'm not sure. We'll see. We shall see. But I do want to pull from the Unicorn. So Spirit, let's take one message from the Unicorn Oracle deck, about balancing these masculine and feminine energies within us for this week, January 15th to the 21st. January 15th to the 21st. Right? I'm sorry, I want to check on that. Make sure I'm saying the right date. Am I saying the right date? Yeah, 15th to the 21st. Okay. One more shuffle. Alright. Okay, Spirit. One message from the Unicorn deck about balancing these masculine and feminine energies within us as individuals, as individual beings. Yes? For this week, January 15th to the 21st. Oh, we got a few. Okay, well, we got 3. We got imagination, we got healer, and we got nature. Here we go. So, with imagination, it says, envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. So I think this message is absolutely pertinent from the Unicorns. You really have to allow yourself to believe. So when it comes to the masculine side in building this emotional maturity, you have to allow yourself to see something different, see things differently, be willing to approach things differently. Yes? In this sense, this is asking you to adopt the wonder of a child to just try something new. Yeah, really work with your imagination to see what else could be. And from the feminine side, it's saying the same thing. I almost don't even want to continue to talk from feminine and masculine people. Like, in saying this about here, I still feel I'm talking like to the feminine side, because in balancing your masculine energies within you as a one that identifies as feminine, you are absolutely building emotional maturity. Because if you rejected masculine energy for fear or things you had learned in the past, now that you're clearing that away, you're becoming more mature when it comes to emotional reality, because you're now accepting another set, the other side of your energy field. Yes? Okay. So next would be healer. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. And this is definitely asking you to tap into your own healing power. Many of us, as if you identify as a twin, we are light workers and healers. So as you heal yourself, you also heal your twin, but you also facilitate the healing of others around you, especially if there are a lot of negative situations that have come about with people that you have been connected with in your life. As you heal through those situations, you also facilitate their healing. You give them a chance to do their own healing about it. So this is absolutely asking you to tap into your own healing potential and reminding you that you have healing potential that you can work with for yourself to heal yourself and balance out and bring these two energies together. And finally, we have nature. Ground yourself. Find a sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elementals. So here the unicorns are saying to you, so one of the best ways you can facilitate this balance of masculine and feminine energy within you is to work with nature, is to experience nature, is to work with elementals. The elementals with the fairies, who we're going to hear from next. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely a message for both sides. Nature is going to be your best ally in working towards this balance of the energies. All right, fairies. You have a message for us as well. Universe, please bring us the best possible message for balancing these masculine and feminine energies within us for the week of January 15th to the 21st. And again, I did pre-shuffle, but I just want to give another shuffle specifically for the moment. Best energy for balancing, best message for balancing the feminine and masculine energies for the week of January 15th to the 21st. Please, Spirit, just one message. Just one. Unseelie Queen, glamour, opulence, hubris. This is going to be an interesting message, I think. Yes? All right, let's get into it. I'm going to read from the book here, number 20. The words can cut so deep, and those in power can be cruel. They have resources and display their status with pride. They seem to lack all compassion and to care only for how they appear and how much they can control others. Because of their glamour, their wealth, their pride, they may seem to hold all the power in this situation. Therefore, at this time, your self-esteem may have been substantially damaged. There may be harsh words being spoken about or to you, and slowly, over time, the toxic moments have woven together and cast a cloak of bitterness over your once hopeful heart. You feel wounded, resentful, and helpless. You may fear that if you confront this, you will be harmed, hurt, disempowered, blamed, or weakened. But you must honor your own point of view, value your side of the story, and take necessary steps to protect yourself. You can prevail as long as you approach the situation with the belief that you utterly deserve respect and self-love. The Unseelie Queen is or Unseelie Queen, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is invested in how things look. She can manipulate public opinion and make others feel very insecure and unstable. Take this card to mean that you have a great challenge ahead of you, to restore your own self-love, to become less vulnerable by those who seek to hurt and distort, to unapologetically present your case. You are a good person. You are strong, too. Do not let yourself be harmed any longer. You may need to consider leaving an abusive relationship, be open to counseling from a trusted professional, and work on rebuilding your own confidence to where it once was, shining and true. You can do this and return from the abyss where you dwell now. Honestly, I think this is really a perfect message. It really speaks to the division of the feminine and masculine energies. Yes, the societal norms that have set gender roles in a way, and And now we're in a period where we're integrating these energies back into ourselves as single and whole beings. And in doing that, we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to stand up for what we believe in, what we know is true. You know, we have to let these things, the way society says we should be, we have to let that go. We have to connect back to who we really are and stop worrying so much about how things look to others. Because ultimately, others' opinions are just that, others' opinion. It's not like they really know us the way we would know our own selves. The message here for this week in balancing these energies within us is a very strong, resounding, let go of societal norms, let go of how other people see you. Even I'm saying, picking this up too, let go of how you want others to see you and focus more on how you see yourself. Yes, love yourself for who you truly are. And in doing that, you will be able to balance these masculine and feminine energies within you much more and in a much more stable way. Yeah, I think that's actually a really beautiful message for the week. So, finally, we're going to pull one card from the Lightworker deck. And it already came out. So I'm just going to take it. I didn't even really ask. So you know what? Yeah, no, and that's 3 cards, so we're not going to do that. Let's try this again. So I'm going to ask Spirit to give me one card from the Lightworker deck about balancing our masculine and feminine energies for this week. Yes, for this week. January 15th to the 21st. Woo! Too many cards. January 15th to, there it is, the 21st. Dark Night of the Soul. Yeah. It's so funny that this comes up. Because I've been thinking about this. I've been wondering what's going on. There's a Dark Night of the Soul happening, but where? And I really believe it's on the masculine side of our spectrums. And it's so weird to now, as I've actually gone through a Dark Night of the Soul myself, but now I also feel it happening again. But it's from my counterpart's side. And, you know, as twins, we've gone through a major integration lately, you know, and so now we're much more connected than we were in the past. So in that being said, you know, we feel what is going on with our twin. And I'm picking up that he's actively going through a Dark Night of the Soul right now, and I'm feeling that energy. And it was just weird. It was weird and confusing. But, you know, in also in relation to integrating these two energies within us, we're going to hit a Dark Night of the Soul moment. I mean, that's quite obvious just in this. That's what this card is saying. You know, be prepared for it is what I'm hearing. And also, you know, keep your mind set on the fact that you do have both masculine and feminine energies, so you can draw on either side of that to really help propel you through this Dark Night of the Soul. So this card, I'm going to read from the book here for this card, and this card is saying, you are ready for a more real and radiant relationship with the divine. Your preconceived ideas and safe limiting beliefs may be sacrificed in order for this to happen. To the divine, these are only the clothing of your spirit. They are impediments to the absolute intimacy the divine seeks with you. You might feel vulnerable or uncertain as the divine goes about stripping away these barriers. This is when you enter the Dark Night of the Soul. You understand there is nothing to rely upon but the divine, and you will find it difficult to trust at times. This night will end, however, and the sweetness of the divine drawing in your heart shall render all worthwhile. This night will end, however, and the sweetness of the divine dawning in your in your heart shall render all worthwhile. But for now, you are meant to feel exactly as you feel. You are not doing something wrong. You are moving closer to the divine. Yeah, and that is absolutely. I'm gonna break from our our general, what we're focusing on here, and talk to the divine masculine, that is exactly what's happening with you right now. And I believe, you know, a lot of it has to do with rebuilding your emotional maturity. But then moving back into, I was feeling guided to say that because that's really important right now. But then moving back to the nature of this reading here in balancing the male and masculine and feminine energies within all of us, understand that this in working on balancing, we're going to go through this dark night of the soul. And I really don't believe you only do that once. You know what I mean? Achieve or experience a dark night of the soul moment. You can do that multiple times throughout your life because you're constantly changing. But in letting go of these societal norms, letting go of how things look to the outside world, letting go of that and focusing more on how you feel about the situation, who you really are in the situation, you're going to go through a dark night of the soul as these realities are stripped away from you. Yes? And it's going to leave you uncertain. In many cases, it's going to leave a lot of us feeling like our whole belief system, our whole support system, the beliefs that we held that made us comfortable are gone, and we have no idea how to handle it. And from a feminine perspective, it's saying tap into your intuition. Draw on the intuition of your femininity, and masculinity does have it as well, but intuition is really more associated with feminine energy. So really draw on your feminine energy and your intuition to navigate the dark night of the soul. Like even this moon, the moon right here was already talking about it, the dark night of the soul, and it came out in the Lightworker deck. So I mean that to me that's kind of perfect. And from a feminine perspective, allow these, what you have learned about masculine energy, to be stripped away so that you can rebuild your relationship with your masculine energy from an emotional standpoint, right? So that you can achieve this King of Coins reality. You see how she's got that eye poking through? That's kind of cool. But anyway, but you see how this individual in the fairy card is peering through the two. To me, this is the darkness, that negative energy that's trying to stop what you're creating. Don't let it. Close that off. And I don't mean any disrespect to the fairy in this card. What I'm trying to symbolize here. Close that off. Release all of that. Release it. Let it go. Let it go. Really, really connect with nature to empower your healing ability. Right? And to empower your imagination in rebuilding, finding a new way to see things, finding new ways to do things. Yeah? And understand that you can do it. I'm sorry, let me put these down. Understand that you have the ability to make all of this work. Now, I know the magician came up on the feminine side, but it still applies to the masculine. You have the ability to manifest what you want. Abracadabra. Yes? Yeah. A message is coming through here in the Eight of Pentacles for the feminine side in integrating your masculine energies. You're restudying things. Yes? You're looking back on childhood and restudying things. And actually, in many cases, a lot of you are coming to a different understanding of what actually happened back then. You're seeing it so differently now that you're like, oh wow, maybe that wasn't what I thought it was. That just came through. And in that sense, you're actively working with your intuition to see past the illusions. Yes? Okay. I'm just kind of sitting here with this for a little bit. I want to see if anything else comes up, but I think for now that's a pretty good start for this week. So there we go. Please let me know how this resonates with you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Please comment. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.